Jerrod Calhoun, coach, we just want to start with the.
Yeah, there's a lot more cameras in here today. Man, a lot more people here today, it seems like. First of all, I got to give New Mexico a lot of credit. I thought they played a great second half. I thought we guarded it about as well as we could the first half. And then, the last two games, we've really had not much resolve on the defensive end in the second half, right? I think we gave up 47 to UNLV and then 48 tonight. But I always give credit to New Mexico. I thought we had wide open looks, by far our worst shooting performance of the year, but you can't let your offense dictate how you're going to compete and how you're going to play. And I thought we did that a little bit. I thought the frustration, not seeing that little round ball go in the basket can do that, right? It can play tricks on you. But tremendous crowd. I want to shout out to Herd. Seeing them here today and last night, spending the night, it was just incredible, right? It's an incredible basketball atmosphere. We've got a tough 2 games on the road, and we got to bounce back. I mean, that's really what this is about, having a little resolve.
There's a lot of other things about this game, but Dexter and Tucker, can you tell us anything about their status?
Jason, I don't know. It was a very strange game. We had a lot of guys going down. Tuck, it was his ankle. Jason, it was his sprained ankle. I did not feel comfortable watching him. Our trainer really didn't feel comfortable, him playing, moving around. And then Dex was cramping really, really bad. KT had a little hand injury. So there was a lot going on. There was a lot of juggling, a lot of different lineups, things that we hadn't had to do. But those injuries kind of hurt us for sure.
Would you expect either of those to be long-term?
I don't know yet. Typically, Brett will come over tonight in about an hour to my office and give me the post-game report. I don't think so. Just talking to Tuck for a brief minute down there. I think it's some swelling in the ankle. Hopefully he can go against Wyoming on Tuesday. This is a quick turnaround. As we know, this was a critical stretch, and then Dex was cramping, so he'll be okay.
Three-point shooting, just never could get that going.
Yeah, you go 5 of 31, and it wasn't like of those 31, Sean, a lot of those are good looks, So I feel bad for our guys in a little bit of way because they were wide open. It wasn't like we didn't get good shots.
Coach, obviously this game put 2 of the top teams in the conference.
Well, I think we're top in the country too. It's not a bad comment.
Given the way that this game went, does it say anything about where the steps that you guys still need to take in order to kind of get where you want to go?
Yeah, you're never as good as you think you are. You're never as bad, right? We got beat, 19, 20 points. We were up 6 at halftime. Things can change really, really fast in a season. That's why you can't get up too high. You can't get too low, especially with this generation. You got to be very, very careful, right? So we got to bounce back tomorrow, light day, and then just explain to them what's on the line. We have whatever we have left. You take one day at a time. There's high expectations in this basketball program. So nobody expects more than the team. The players play their heart out. They play really hard for this fan base and this community, and it's a special place. And we just feel like we let them down tonight.
Coach, second half, was there a schematic adjustment on their side, or was it just shots not falling?
I don't think so. Really, when you got a guy like Donovan Dent, he's one of the best point guards not only in the Mountain West but the country. You get him the ball, and obviously he makes a lot of great decisions. I give New Mexico a ton of credit. Coach Pitino, his relationship with Donovan, his loyalty to that school. I'm sure he was offered a ton of money, and their collective came up with a good amount, and obviously it's well worth it. That kid is a really, really good player. He's fun to watch, to be honest with you. There's not a ton of guys I get excited to watch when I'm watching on film, but his decision making is high level, man. He's a high level player.
Coach, sometimes a wake-up call is a really good thing. You got a lot of Mountain West games left to go. How do you like your team's chances down the way?
Yeah, we'll see. I think this week will kind of tell the tale, Dave, how we respond, right? You want to see how kids respond to a little adversity. But, our best players got to play better. You can't go 4 of 12 and 2 of 8, right? That's 6 for 20. It was a rough night, and they've really struggled the last 2 weeks, right? So, Stu Morrill's message before UNLV I thought was spot on. Players win the games in February, right? Your players have got to step up and lead in the tough times during the game, make plays. And I have a lot of confidence those kids will do it. They'll bounce back. They've had a tough 2 weeks, shooting the ball, seeing the ball go through the basket. It's amazing what that round ball will do. It'll take you all over the world. It'll take you real high, and tonight we're real low, right? So it's an amazing game. It is a game, and we got to be ready to go because we got 2 of them this week.
Coach, did New Mexico do anything specific against Mason and Ian
Mm.
that made them struggle so much?
Not really. I mean, no. I mean, they had a lot of wide open shots, to be honest with you. You really watch that tape. I mean, of the 31 threes, I bet you about 27 of them were pretty wide open. Kind of crazy.
Rebounding, you give up 12 offensive boards. The margin was significant, but they did have more chances. But they get 16 second chance points, and then Nelly Jr. Joseph really got into the game in the second half. What changed for him? Because you held him in check in the first half.
You know, it's that resolve. It's that toughness in the second half. You know, it's that is probably, forget the 19-point loss. It is what it is, right? There's a ton more games. It's the resolve and the toughness in the second half at home that really stings. And if you look at the stat sheet, you look at plus 15 for them on the glass, that tells the tale of the game. We have to be tougher.
Coach, there was an interaction in the second half. Seems like you kind of took exception to a call with Thomas Nunez, and then he kind of got in your face.
Yeah, I've been doing this. Good question. I'm glad you brought it up, Mark. 13 years. Okay, I've coached a lot of games. I've been part of a Final Four staff, Sweet 16s, national runner-ups, Division II, conference championships. I probably have less than 7 technicals, maybe 5 or 6 technicals. I don't know what the math is on it, and a lot of games. I was questioning the kick, right? I thought it was a kick ball. I can't wait to go back and see it, but I've never seen an official do that. We'll see what the league does to it, but they definitely should take a hard look at that play.